Well, hi. For a long time people have been kind of wondering, I think, how I get my shots with my gun, and I've done quite a bit of improvement on my method. I don't know if I've done any improvement on my photography, but I wanted to show you what the setup looks like that I use right now. One of the first things I did, I invested in a new pellet gun. This is a CO2 pellet gun, and that way I don't have to pump it or anything between shots, and I don't have to realign it. Once it's aligned, it's aligned. And it has the velocity about half that of a .22 rifle. So it gives me some opportunity to kind of slow the photograph down, slow the bullet down. But it still has enough power to break glass. That's one thing that it can do. The next thing that I invested in is this thing right here. It's a ballistic sensor. It's got a sensor here, and it's got a sensor here. And as the pellet goes through there, it goes by each of these sensors. That sends the information down to my new computer here. What the computer does is it determines the speed of the pellet. Because as the CO2 in the gun goes down, as the pressure goes down, the pellet slows down. But it gives me a very consistent thing. It measures the speed, and then it tells my strobe lights when to fire. So this just goes together like this. Sits here like this. It's held on by these highly technical bungee cords. And the pellet then goes across my box here. Now this is just a plain wooden box. It's open in the front. It's got a curtain or a drape in the back. And I'll give you some more, I'll give you a better view of that in just a minute here. Okay, now you're looking straight into the box here. These strobe lights are the latest Chinese $60 a piece strobe lights. They aren't radically expensive. And this box over here contains gravel, ground glass, other stuff that stops a bullet, and it's very capable of stopping a .22 caliber bullet as it goes through there. And to the side here you can see that I have a lot of boards, and I'll show you what I do. I take a tub like this, I put it in here, then I take two boards across here. I can put a black piece of paper or some colored cloth there, and that gives me a base for whatever it is that I'm going to shoot. And today I've got some Christmas decorations in a glass. These are Salvation Army items. I think 39 cents for the glass. And the Christmas decorations I bought at the Salvation Army. You have to go there because they have glass decorations. If you go to Walmart anymore, Walmart sells shatterproof decorations, and they don't work because they're shatterproof. And I want some shatter. Okay, so that's the setup. The bullet comes across here, hits this, goes into this box here, and that's it. The flash goes off at the appropriate time, I hope. If you can see it, I've got another flash up here that points down and takes away the shadows. So I've got a 3 flash set up here to take away this, well, to light my object. Now the flashes shoot at 1/128th power, which means they aren't on very long. They're on about 1/25,000th of a second. So they don't produce by themselves very much light for my shot. So that's why I have to have at least 2 or 3 of them to get the shot. Okay, one other thing that I have a lot of around here are these clamps. I've got a whole bunch of them here. They hold my drape in place. They hold the strobes in place. And you can see kind of the wires around here. It's kind of messy. And you don't want to trip over something and pull some of this equipment onto the floor. Okay, we'll go back to a different view and look again at how this is all done with the shot. Okay, I realize my head might be cut off a little bit, but the camera is now set up. Now the camera is set on manual. It has its the focus is on manual. You can't, the autofocus just simply can't react in a 25,000th of a second. So it is focused on the little glass in there with the Christmas ornaments in it. And one thing that I've learned over time is you've got to make sure everything is on, because these strobes will turn themselves off after a while. You shoot and the strobes don't go off because they've timed out. So red light, red light, red light. Okay. The computer says ready. Now, normally at this point, I go over, I turn the light out, I come back and take the shot. Today, just to show what this does, or what it looks like, I'm going to see if I can get something with the light on. I've put a piece of cardboard over the top of this so that the light doesn't get into the box very much. And so let's see what we can do. Okay, I'm ready on the gun. I'm going to open the shutter and close the shutter. And I got a shot. It's kind of an interesting shot. Maybe I can get it to show you. It looks like a double exposure. But that's how it's done. You open the camera and shoot the gun, and then the shot's done. Now you can see that there was glass that came out of here. I don't know if I can pan up. My ceiling here is kind of red and blue from some tempera paint that I was doing. And the wall back here that's about 8-10 feet away has little bits of fruit and paint and stuff on it. If I'm shooting something wet, I cover the camera completely with plastic except for the lens. I cover the strobes completely with plastic except for the lens out here, and I usually put the lens guard down. And I plan to, every shot, wipe off the lens and get things ready. So that's how it's done.